You know what? I'll just move this over here. Get rid of that. I'll have to figure that out later. Okay. All right. Apple Jacks. Start off with Apple Jacks. This is the cereal tier list. Now, I grew up, I love cereal. I've eaten a lot of these. Some of these look disgusting though, but I've eaten a lot of these. I have cereal over there in my snack crate, and without further ado, we will carry on. Apple Jacks. Now, Apple Jacks have a decent amount of sweetness. And that's the thing with a lot of these. Us Gen Zers, we grew up with this stuff, and it's delicious. Apple Jacks, one of those, it's not something I would have every day, but if it's there, I'll probably have a bowl. Why not? Why not? It's not too great. It's not too bad either. I'd probably give this one a C tier. Boo. That's right. The Halloween specials. I'll be honest. When I see other cereals, that are like Lucky Charms but not Lucky Charms, and we'll get to a little bit later. What the hell? But they usually kind of, I don't know. They just don't have the good quality there. And these, I'll be honest, I don't really care for them. Let's see. And I think they have like a few different iterations, but if they're here, yeah, they got it. We'll get to those a little bit later. Captain Crunch. Now these, I'm trying to tell a story here. So, senior year of high school, my English teacher, because I had first period, he one day had a cereal day with us, with the whole classroom, and one of the options was Captain Crunch, and he had a few other options too. I think like Lucky Charms is one of them too, but anyway, Captain Crunch. Now the thing with Captain Crunch, and quoting him, you know you've eaten enough when the top of your mouth is chapped, where you're basically cutting and bleeding a little bit. Because when I eat spoonfuls of these, I grab a big spoonful, and I am crunching on a big spoonful of that stuff. Delicious. Captain Crunch, I'd rank it an A tier. I might actually go as far as like S tier, because I'm actually a huge fan of the Captain Cruncher, but for now we'll keep A tier. All right. Crunch berries. Now, you have a mix of. Now, I see what they're doing here. The crunchy yellow stuff resembles gold. Now, as a guy who likes pirate culture, this stuff is delicious too. So you have the berries, which kind of negate the hardness of the gold bits right here. Not bad. Just honestly, it's an OG. Why not? We'll also A tier that. Now, I haven't had this one. Sprinkle Donut Crunch. I haven't had that one, so I'm gonna have to put that right here, but I'm sure it tastes pretty good as well. Oops All Berries. I mean, technically I have with this, but not. The thing about the berries too is they do get soggy very quickly, but because I'll be completely honest here in the tier list. If I've had it, I had it. If I hadn't had it, then I haven't had it, even if it's like mixed with something else like that, for example, but not all. A little confusing. I'll just keep it and haven't tried. Peanut Butter Crunch. Oh, this is a good shit, right? This is some good shit. Honestly, I find these to be better than Reese's Puffs. I don't know why. I don't. Something about peanut butter. I don't know what it is, but peanut butter and almost like anything is it's just good, right? Even though it's not like, you know, doesn't have like that authentic peanut butter taste, I still find it to be very delicious. Now, this one I am actually going to S tier. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of the Captain Crunch. Now, all everything I do here is all subjective, right? This is just kind of like me when I grew up with my own taste here. All right, Cheerios. Now, Cheerios is one of those. If you have, if you don't have anything else we just reviewed so far, that's always available too. Typical, plain old cereal, kind of just to get you by through the um, basically to get you by if you don't have anything else. I usually mix Cheerios with stuff. I'll give this one a B. I actually rather eat that than Apple Jacks, believe it or not. That's just how we do things here. Chocolate Cheerios. Let's see. When was the last time I had these? Many years ago. I was at my grandma and grandpa's house, and they actually bought these when I came over. Bought these for me when I came over, and I actually thought they were really good. Chocolate Cheerio flavor. As far as expanding tastes go, yeah, I'll give it an A tier. They're not my favorite, but they're actually I would say they're really really good. Actually, I'm gonna do B tier. I don't think they deserve to be A tier. But as far as branching out goes, and how most things suck with like different flavors because they want to expand their product a little bit. Yeah, they deserve a B tier. Frosted Cheerios. I don't remember the last time I had these. It's been a lot of these I haven't had since I was a little kid. Some of these I've had very recently. I think I've had these a couple times before. Again, I think B tier. Rice Chex. So okay. Actually, can we? Yeah, we can. Okay. So back in sixth grade, my parents would do these diets that would last for a while, and they would stop, and they would come up with something new later on, and then that would last for a little bit, and then it would stop again at some point, and then the cycle would repeat until eventually it just kind of stops. Now, Rice Chex. So back in sixth grade, like I was saying, they wanted to do a diet change where we the whole family had to switch off of milk. There was no more sugar cereals for a while, and instead of drinking or eating with the real milk from a cow's titty, we would eat or yeah, would eat or drink from rice milk, almond milk, and coconut. They all suck. I mean, except for almond milk, depending on what you get. Like that's okay just as a beverage and maybe smoothies, but when it comes to cereal, oh hell no. Now, rice milk, disgusting. And so we had to eat that with Rice Chex and Corn Chex for a hot minute. But because I'm talking about milk a little too much instead of the cereal, this is just a little too plain. It's not very exciting. It's not all there. I rather eat Cheerios. There's just nothing really going on for that. Blueberry Chex, I haven't tried it. I can't say I will though. Cinnamon. Now this stuff's actually like, yeah, it has a little bit more flavor to it, but is it something that I would eat every day? Oops. I'm fucking up my list here. There we go. I just want to see the image, man. Let's see. Which one do I have actually? Is that the cinnamon? Chocolate. So the whole story I was telling about like the rice milk. So we can have like the only sugar cereal we could possibly get was anything Chex related. So we'd eat a bunch of like the chocolate, the cinnamon, but because they actually did have flavor, I will give this a bit of a higher tier. Um, it just makes the process of swallowing a lot easier. I gotta buy some milk because I could use a bowl of cereal right now, but that's okay. Sip it goes. Okay. Chips Ahoy cereal. Yeah, I want to say, was it the 2020s when every company that made some form of sweet cookies, candies, and all shit started coming up with like their own cereals, like the Hostess Donuts or something, and Sour Patch Kids. I think also they even had a Twinkie cereal at one point. It was very crunchy. But Chips Ahoy, I want to say this was like similar to Cookie Crisp. I can't remember if I had it. I gotta think here, because if I had it, I can. I don't know. I might just have to put I haven't tried because I just can't remember a memory when I ate that shit. Same thing with Kellogg's Cinnabon. Although I will admit that looks pretty good. Now, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, man. Oh, dude. One of the OGs, bro. One of the OGs, dude. Honestly, I think you would have to be a fool to hate this stuff. Even a person who hates sugar at least has to have a bowl of that. Now this, oh, that is an S tier all the way. You just cannot go wrong with a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And that's good shit right there. Cocoa Puffs. If you want chocolate milk, just pour a thing of Cocoa Puffs instead. Not only will you have a snack to eat, you also get chocolate milk afterwards with, you know, it's not going to come out as clear as that, right? That's just, it's very cartoonish. And it'll still have like the crumbled bits of cocoa left over, right? But Cocoa Puffs, again, one of the OGs. I think I'll give it a, yeah, I'll give it a B tier. It's still pretty good. I just don't, yeah, I don't think it deserves a A tier. Not for me. Cookie Crisp, I'll be honest, I can't say I really care for these. It's just my oldest brother's favorite, but I can't say I really care for Cookie Crisps. Cornflakes, trash. Again, no flavor at all. If you want to eat that, like, you have to have some sweetener in it. Like the Frosted Flakes is a lot better. Well, look at that. It so happens to be right there. Yeah, cornflakes. Pops. I think I've had these once before. They're very interesting. All right. The commercials were definitely weird. I'm trying to remember a memory here. I think the last time I had these was also many years ago. Like I said, back when I was a kid. Some of these I haven't had since I was a kid, and this is one of those. I think if I remember correctly, I ate a few bites and I started slowing down because I was having a hard time on keeping eating these. Be honest, I don't think these are that great. Like, they don't necessarily suck. It's just not something I'd probably. If that's the only thing on the shelves, I'll probably grab it. But I don't know. Maybe I might go to Walmart again, and if I see a box of pops, I'll have to try them again. You know, I'll be nice and give it a C tier. Why not? Why not? Like, it's okay. It's just not something I probably grab every day. All right, Count Chocula again. The cereal gets soggy way too quick. Kraken Oat Bran. I'd love to just put this in the trash tier because I'm not 192 years old, but I actually haven't tried that chew. Well, actually, hold on. Okay, yeah, not that variation. All right, Eggo maple syrup. Oh, I bet these taste so good, but I actually have not had these, so I'm gonna have to put that right here. This one sucks. Again, oh, forgot to put that up there. French Toast Crunch. This one I actually have not had, but it looks delicious. I've had their waffle iteration. That one's pretty good. And again, I haven't tried that, so I can't rank it. Fruit Loops. Again, this is one of the OGs here. Fruit Loops. I gotta pee. Fruit Loops, I'd say they're pretty decent. They got a decent amount of sweetness. The question is, would it be something I'd pick up every day, though? It's a B or C tier with this one. B or C tier. I think I'll do C tier. It's kind of the same with Apple Jacks. Like, yeah, it's got the sweetness to it. It's just not something I'd pick up every day, per se. Frosted Flakes. This cereal is only good as fast as you can eat it. And I'm the type of guy that usually likes a big bowl of cereal, so I'm usually eating this shit very quickly. Frosted Flakes definitely has a decent amount of flavor, a hell of a lot better than Corn Flakes, I will say that. Again, I will give it a C tier. It's not something I would pick up every day, but it does definitely deserves a higher tier than cornflakes, excuse me. Which is funny. It goes from chicken to tiger, even though it's basically the same cereal. I don't know. I don't know. All right, frosted mini wheats. Now these ones, again, very similar to frosted flakes, are only as good as fast as you can eat them. Because once they've sit in the milk for a while, uh, you feel like you're eating hay bale. I'm serious. I'm actually kind of a fan of these. Because I used to eat these all the time. I don't know. It's, I will give it a B tier. Feels a little bit weird adding that to the B while these stay at the C, but I was actually a huge fan of those growing up. Even though it's like, yeah, you do want to eat quick, and they don't really sit in the bowl properly, like the way they are right, like that. It's kind of like playing Jenga with them in the bowl. But eating those does give me nostalgic vibes, and because of that, it gets a little bit extra points, and therefore B tier, because I like the taste and nostalgia. Golden Crisp, never had those. Golden Grams, I actually used to enjoy these, but I'll be honest with you, I can't say I really care for them. Eating these does have like a bit of a nostalgic taste for me, because back when my family moved to the house I'm currently at right now, we had a couple cereal options that we've also included, or what's the best way I could describe this here? So we had two cereals of choice, one for me, one for my other brother. I think I chose the Golden Grams because back in the day I actually did care for these, and they would sell that or they would serve that in schools for breakfast, right? So very often we went to elementary. We would actually go to the breakfast cafeteria, and they'd usually have a bowl of Golden Grams, and back in the day, those were all right. I think I'll probably just give it like a C tier. But yeah, no, it gives me that nostalgia, but I just don't think it's worthy of going on the B tier. Gorilla Munch, what the fuck are these? Enviro Kids. What does it look like? That came from the 1980s. Again, I haven't tried that, but that looks weird. Honey Bunches of Oats. Oh my god. Now these ones, that is an S tier for me. Again, that might look a little weird here. But that's actually like one of my favorite cereals. I think I actually have a box over here right now. When I go to the store, I'll usually go for something healthy, something sugary. This is like a perfect in between because you get your oats, you get your granola in there, and then you get also like a bit of sweetness in there. It's delicious. I like it. As long as it's this iteration, I don't like the nuts or anything like that. I just want the honey bunches of oats. That's it. Again, yeah, just one of my favorite cereals, but similar to the Frosted Flakes, you do want to eat this very quickly. Otherwise, it will, lose its molecular integrity. And how I was going on about what cereal was it? Or maybe it wasn't the cereal, it was the milk. When I was talking about the almond milk and the rice milk and shit like that. Again, almond milk, good as a beverage, good in smoothies. It is not made for cereal. Within 2 seconds of pouring almond milk and honey bunches of oats, instant sogginess, and it was hard to eat. But as long as you do cow milk, good shit. That, and it's like you taste too much of the almond milk to actually enjoy the cereal too, which is another reason why cow milk's just better for every cereal, because it's a neutral flavor, right? You want to be able to taste the cereal as it goes in your mouth, not taste almond milk and then the cereal. It just doesn't work that way. But yeah, no, honey bunches of oats, good shit. I love them. Honeycomb. I actually have to take a piss. I'll be right back. Here, let me adjust my seating. My neck is starting to hurt. Okay. Oops. Is that still plugged in? Yes, it is. Okay. Where did we leave off at? Honeycomb. Honeycomb, I'd say this is actually pretty decent cereal. Very often, I would actually combine cereals, specific types of cereals. This is one of those. This and Kix, Cheerios, and Rice Krispies. Jesus, Rice Krispies. These are pretty good. I would actually very often mix this with Cheerios. I'm actually going to give that a B tier. They're decent. Honey Nut Cheerios, ooh. Again, I think these are another one of my personal favorites. I don't think you can ever go wrong with Honey Nut Cheerios. A lot better than the plain. Gives it a little bit of hint of sweetness too to go along with it. I think these ones actually deserve an A tier. What else we got? Yeah, here's one of the dessert. What do you call it? Dessert cereals. I used to watch back in high school, I used to watch a competitive eater called Eric the Electric, and I think he actually tried that cereal along with some of the other dessert cereals that are out there. It didn't seem like he cared for that. But I'm not gonna go based off of that, but it just would. I don't know. I would love to try the cereal though. I think it looks kind of good, but again, I haven't tried that. Going, yeah, no, I haven't tried that one either. Kicks, um, yeah, one of the cereals I usually combine. One time when I was a kid, I had like 5 bowls of that. They were decent sized bowls too. They weren't like little kitty bowls because these aren't. I'm gonna be honest. These Kicks, they're not really that filling. They're decent. It's just not something I would have every day. Oops. I'll just give it a C tier. Crave. Yeah. So Crave is decent. Similar to a lot of these, as long as you eat it quickly, because once it gets soggy, it's especially once you get down to the last couple bites of the cereal too. Itchy nuts. These ones are decent. Yeah, let's not shut down OBS, please. I'd probably give this one I'll give it a B tier. I actually think these are really good. Okay, so we have Life Original and Life Cinnamon. Original, we'll put on the D tier. Actually, no, we're going to put this in the trash tier. The cinnamon will get we'll put that in the D tier. I might actually have to rearrange some of the stuff. Well, you know what? No, this one's okay, you know, it's a bit tolerant. Again, a lot of these are kind of hit or miss, really. Live cinnamon, it's okay. It's got a little bit of flavor. Again, if it's there, if it's like the only thing that's in the pantry too, like because if I didn't buy cereal, you know, if it's there, it's like why not, right? But other than that, it's not something I would eat on a daily basis. Lucy, I've actually never had these, but they look very similar to Apple Jacks and Fruit Loops. Yeah, I don't know. Do they have any like distinct flavor actually, or you get a free loot box? It's hilarious. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to try them. Lucky Charms, the OGs. Yeah, we're putting this. Yeah, we all know where this one deserves to belong. Oh shit, I can't even. The thing is so big, I can't even put it up there. Lucky Charms. So when I was a little kid, how I would eat my Lucky Charms was I would eat all the grain, the grainy stuff first, and then eat the giant leftover pile of marshmallows, excuse me, of what's left in the cereal. By the time I was done with everything, the milk was already a delicious green color, and it tasted good. So, and then, so I'd eat all the greens, and then I would just have the marshmallows left. It was quite a tedious process, but I actually had it was a bit of an OCD thing for me. I don't do that anymore, but I was very particular in how things were done then, of like specifically how to eat the cereal. So I would fit as many marshmallows as I can in my mouth after they've all been milked up, and I would just try to eat, you know, um, eat it all in one bite basically, and then drink the milk. Delicious. But yeah, no, Lucky Charms, it's the OG. It deserves the S tier right there. Nutter Butter. I've actually not had these before. Or have I? I don't know. I feel like I would remember eating this cereal, particularly this one. I'm not remembering a memory of having it, so we'll just put in the haven't tried, which a lot bigger than I thought it would be here. Oreos. Now I actually have not this iteration. Shit. So I actually have the Oreo Puffs. Now, I think I want to say so a long time ago, I want to say they had Oreo cereal, but they discontinue it. And this is the one with the marshmallows too, which is the one they also served back then. I don't know if it was this version because I want to say this was a thing back in the late 2000s. Because I also remember it having marshmallows in it, but then yeah, like I said, they discontinue it. So and then they brought back the O cereal. They just didn't have the marshmallows, but these ones I think they're actually really really good. I'm putting that in A tier. A guy who's a huge sucker for Oreos, man. Oh yeah, no, they deserve that spot all the way. Would I go as far as to say is they're my favorite though? Now that's a question and a half right there. I think for now we'll keep it at an A tier because either way it does deserve a high tier. And the cookies itself are really fucking good. Oh, okay, okay. Now there's two types of people in this world here. Not necessarily you're either Cocoa or Fruity Pebbles, but you're either the type of person that gets the real shit or the bagged stuff. The great value bag. So, for example, Lucky Charms, Marshmallow Mateys. Now, but when it comes to the actual brand itself, again, these are the OGs here. Cocoa Pebbles, I'm ranking that S tier. Fruity Pebbles, S tier. That's good shit right there. Now, as far as which one's more chocolatey compared to Pebbles, Puffs, and Cheerios, that's actually a very good question. I don't know. As far as taste go, they're very rich, especially the Fruity Pebbles. I love Fruity Pebbles. And then I don't know what is it the Dino Mite things or whatever like that. If you get the bagged versions, those ones get really soggy very quickly. That and it's like if you don't wash your bowl out, they get stuck and they're nearly impossible to wash off. I think the same probably could be said for these, but these, like I said, these have a richer taste to them. Delicious. They both deserve the S tier. Pop-Tart cereal. I don't know. This is very similar to the Crave crap. I don't remember if I've actually had this or not. I don't think so. So we're going to have to put that in the haven't tried. I can easily put trash tier on these ones. But I haven't tried them. You know what? Fucking, I'm just... Again, you have to be like almost 200 years old to like want to eat shit like that. Like if you're not eating stuff like that, you're eating this, and then you're probably, you know, the beard's like down to your knees and they creak, and yeah, it's old people cereal. That's all I have to say. Reese's Puffs, eat them up, eat them up, eat them up. Peanut butter chocolate, great when separate. Sorry, I'm tripping up my words there. I need a sip of Ghost here. Oh, delicious. Okay. Reese's Puffs, one of the OGs. This actually used to be my favorite cereal. Not so much anymore. I will say though, it does deserve a high ranking. because, again, very similar to a lot of these. They're kind of the OGs, and the flavor is pretty decent. I'd probably give it a B tier. I don't think I would go any higher because it's not something I wouldn't say I would pick it off the shelves too much anymore, but yeah, you never know. Like I said, used to be my favorite. It deserves a high ranking. All right, Rice Krispies. Now, this is one of the few types of cereals I would actually mix in with other things. Rice Krispies was also one of those. It is the thing with me. I'd rather either have something with flavor or just have it plain, similar to like Cheerios. This had like a bit more. I don't know if flavor would be the right word here. They just tasted a lot better. That, and I guess eating them too, it's like down the throat very easily. So it's very soft food. It's not something you have to worry about choking on unless you're a guy like me who usually gets eats big bites. Um, Now these ones are also a personal favorite of mine. I'm actually gonna have to put this in the S tier. Yeah, because I had like so many bowls of this growing up, and oh, it's delicious. I think I remember one time where I had a bowl of that when the milk was like, I don't know if this has ever happened to anyone, probably, but when the milk gallon gets frozen, and so there's actually like an ice block in there for some reason, it makes the milk taste bad. I don't know what it is. Every time when the milk freezes up in the fridge because maybe it was set too high, maybe it was set too far in the back, or some bullshit, which is, yeah, it's happened a couple times. Every time that's happened, I ate it with Rice Krispies, and it's disgusting. But if the milk's just like as is, normal, the way it should be, it's delicious. Again, Esther, it's one of the OGs. Cocoa Krispies, these ones I've actually not had before because one reason. Why would I get these when I can just get Cocoa Pebbles? That doesn't make any sense. It's one of those things where um, companies try to spread themselves a bit too thin. Cheerios, expanding out a little bit, but I don't know. The Cheerios is a bit different, I think. Cocoa Crisp, I feel like when you have one original cereal, they start expanding out to everything, but I don't know. I don't know. Again, if I wanted Cocoa Krispies, I just get Cocoa Pebbles. S'mores. Ooh, man. This shit's really good. I tried to, so a couple weeks ago, oops. So a couple weeks ago, I do this thing where every now and again, once my snack crate's like, I've eaten pretty much everything of it, I'll get a refill. It's something I've been doing the past few years. I've tried to find the s'more cereal at Walmart, and I don't know if they do that anymore because when I looked, it looked like all the spots were like filled, and I didn't see the s'mores. They had the Oreo cereal. I didn't see the s'mores, so maybe they were just out of stock. But these, I'm gonna have to be honest with you here. They're actually really good. They deserve a ooh, 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 ooh. Fuck, I don't know, man. I'll give it an A tier. I'll give it an A tier. It deserves a high ranking. The flavor is actually really good. It comes with marshmallows too. So I feel like just about any cereal that has marshmallows, and almost always will be like a higher tier, but you never know. Sour Patch Kids. I don't think I've ever tried these, but like I was talking about earlier, I used to watch a guy called Eric the Electric back in high school, and he also ate this cereal. He did not like it. It was one of the worst things he tasted, but because I haven't tried it, I'm gonna have to put it right there. Keep it fair, Special K. Which version is this? I remember having Special K cereal. I just don't remember which one it was, but I'm pretty sure it's all the same, but like some's different. I think it was the fruit and yogurt. See, I'm the type of guy when it comes to fruits, I like to eat fruits as is. When they start putting that shit in like yogurts, desserts, so like your cherry pies and crap like that. Ooh, yeah, I don't know. It just never suits the anything pastry related. It's fucking nasty. I can't do it. Um, dried fruit's not all that better either, except for dried apples. That's like the only dried fruit I've ever eat. Special K though, I think for like its original taste without like the flavor, I think that's pretty good. I haven't had it in a hot minute though. Here's what I'll do. I'll put this one C tier. I'll put this one in the D tier because, or you know what? Otherwise, I would just have to eat around it. Yeah, I'll just keep it in the D tier. What's this one? Mini weeds. I don't think I've tried this one. No, I don't think I've tried that one. Um, yeah, I don't know what it is with strawberry artificial flavoring, but depending on what's it in, what the flavor's in, excuse me, it could come off as very strong. I think the only time I'll ever eat anything strawberry flavored is the Pop Tarts. But even then, like just a little, having a bit too much that kind of, gives me the wallies a little bit. That makes me tingle. I don't know if that'd be a perfect term for that there, but it's just a little too much, a little too strong. Anyway, tricks. Now, these are one of, again, similar to like basically everything on the high tier, one of the OGs. But I will admit, not my favorite. The yogurt though, delicious. I love them Trix yogurt. So much so that me and my brother would, because I think they had like a gimmick back in the day, and I don't know if they still do it or not, where you put like a stick in the wrapper, like you'd stick it through the wrapper, you would put it in the freezer for a few hours, and then you have a Yosicle, I think, a Trix Yosicle. Delicious. We did that all the time. Uh, but the yogurt, yeah, I give the yogurt a high tier. Now, Trix yogurt, as far as fruit flavored cereals go, yeah, I can't say. I don't know. I think I'm probably gonna put this in the D tier. Actually, not something I don't really. They had like so many different iterations of Trix too, but they all basically taste the same. Yeah, it's not my favorite. I'd rather pick something over here, actually, like Pops or something like that. It's kind of whatever. Waffle Crisp, haven't had that. Mini Wheaties. I think it's one of the cereals back in like the what 1980s or something like that. It's a very um, it's it's something all right. It is something all right. That's what it is. Yeah, it's yeah, quite the flavor there. All right. And there's pretty much, well, you know what? I think a few adjustments are in order here, actually. mm, yeah, I think, yeah, something in the D category too, but okay. So here is my personal thoughts and opinions about the cereal in a tier list. From favorites to trash, and then a lot of this crap I haven't even tried yet. If some of this stuff is in stores, I might have to try a sample like the Nutter Butter. I love the cookies, so cereal can't be that bad, right? But we'll see. But yeah, that's the tier list. All right. All right. Carrying on to our next activity here. Something I wanted to try for a little bit was playing around with Photoshop a little bit. So what I'm thinking of doing now is probably get like a few, maybe like 3 pictures minimum. We're gonna put it on the canvas, and then we're gonna just kind of create some bullshit out of it. So I'm browsing uh PNG pixel right now, or just raw. And so I'm just trying to find like a few random images that I can use to I don't know, kind of just make something interesting, kind of just play around with the software, because I've been kind of wasting my subscription, and I kind of want to like do more uses out of Photoshop, because I haven't done digital art in a hot minute. So I'm gonna try doing it right now. Can I download this? I have to click on it. Oh, okay. I need an account to download that. Well, that's kind of stupid. Some of these are moving. That actually looks pretty cool. What if I do... Oh, that doesn't work. Edit image. Download. PNG. Always PNG. Man, dude, I hate it when websites make you sign up to try out some of their stuff. Oh, annoying. Okay. So we'll do moon PNG. And then can I do this maybe? Oh, I know there's like a way to like get rid of like the watermarks and whatnot, but every time I look up a tutorial on how to do that, it's very convoluted, and it really doesn't look all that great after it comes out. But I'll keep browsing here. How big is that on the... Oh, that is not big at all. Oh, this might actually take me a minute. At some point, I think I might actually go to Lies of P, because there's actually a boss fight that I don't want to say stuck on for a while. I just haven't beat it. Taking a break from it. You know, can I actually download it from my Pinterest? I don't want to ruin up my algorithm though. Hold on, what if I do this? We do tools, color, transparent. Do that one, do that one. Frick me, dude. What about, it's got a bit of a glow to it. This one looks decent. Okay, we'll keep that one. We'll do an IPNG. Wow, that is totally not 1,000 by 1,000 pixels right there. Yeah, we'll do this one. Okay, that's very interesting. Why does it look like that? I just got a bunch of eyeballs staring at me, man. That's actually kind of funny. Okay. I'm gonna keep browsing. Keep browsing here. Do I want a perfect circle, or do I want... I don't know. If I want a perfect circle, maybe do something like that. Yeah. I was gonna do like the regular eye shape, but I don't know. Unless... How does that paste in here? It's got the fucking background. And while I'm playing around with Photoshop, I'll also like learn like more techniques about it too. Just have just kind of have fun with it. I might look up one more version of these type of eyes and then I'll move on. Because I don't know if I don't necessarily want something that's too cartoony either. I don't know. See, you don't hear. I'll put it right here so we can all check it out. So I want, yeah, something like that. How do I? Okay, I could probably clear that up some. I'm wondering why the canvas is gray as to opposed to white is because I don't like to be flashbanged. Okay, I think, okay, now I need one more picture to kind of like fit everything together. Let's do an astronaut. And then we're just gonna like kind of play around with it, kind of make our own atmosphere and yeah, just kind of have fun. All right, do I want the floaty guy? Do I want... That's actually a good question. I guess we'll do like a sci-fi space theme or something like that. I don't know. Ah, it's too small. Not big enough. Is there a thing for size? Try large. What's the definition of large in Google's terms? Okay, that's actually a lot better. That's quite the PNG there. Okay. I think we have everything we need. I might want to get a black hole. I don't know. I might come back to this one. They look pretty cool. It's just not something you want to be playing around with. All right. So we're going to have some fun here. Let me... We'll hide... Okay. Oh man, they changed up the button iterations. Okay, so that does... Okay, that keeps it right there. Perfect. Okay, even upscaling that some, it's not even that bad at all. Okay. Let me move this. Find the tools here. Magic wand. That only works for the one color, I think, right? And then I usually get confused on like what I usually have to press here. Select the mask. Actually, you know what? I'll cancel that one. It's not what I wanted. Okay. Inverse. And then mask it. There we go. That's what. Oh man, I hate it when that happens. Oops. It's not what I wanted to do. Oh crap, how do I get it? There we go. It's not, oh shit. Okay, we'll just, I actually have a pen and tablet that'd be good for this, but I don't have it plugged in right now. How bad is it eating up my resources right now? I'm curious. Oh, not bad at all, actually. 42% memory, yeah, that's not bad. Usually these Adobe products like use up all my stuff. If you're here in Rumble, I have a hard drive doing some work here. Why is this here? Let's just focus on the moon right now. Oh my goodness. A while ago, I bought a hard drive with a lot of terabytes in it. And it's one of those, I don't want to say big ones, but it's a decent size where in order to actually like use it, you have to plug it into the one of the outlets. And yeah, it likes to make noise all right. I have the same thing for my Xbox to like store all the games that don't work on the Series X, because how they do the memory and cross train, like it's so stupid. Anyway, okay, so we got the moon. I think what I want to do is kind of make it like a mystical, like purple, or oh my good god. Stop. See, when they have the lines there, I can't even see it. There we go. There we go. Okay. So for right now, we'll just start with the moon. Okay, we're gonna play around with this eyeball. Okay, let me something like that. I think I might make it just a little bit bigger than the moon. Just act as like a, what would be the best word for that? To give it like a glow effect. But if anything, I'll just add a glow onto it. But we'll see. We'll see. So we're gonna play with the dodges here. I don't like. You know what? I think before I even play with it, I might actually have to do the quick selection tool real quick, because damn hard drive, what are you doing, dude? Yeah, there's probably a better way to do this. You know what? I could probably use the pen tool. I don't know. We'll see what result I get out of doing it like this, and then we'll kind of go from there. Shit. Yeah, I've a couple days ago, I stumbled upon a YouTube video where a guy does graphic design. He'll take, what do you call it? So he'll take like your typical junk food wrapper, or the normal art of like the wrapper container of anything like junk food or even anything healthy related, and he'll like reverse it. So like if it's healthy, let's try to make it unhealthy and give it like some really cool art design and stuff like that. So I've been kind of like watching his stuff lately, and it's very cool. Actually a huge fan of his work. And that kind of got me inspired to kind of just like fuck around a little bit more with Photoshop for some reason. Just kind of like play with it and do my own thing or something like that. I don't know. Just kind of have fun with it, really. Yeah, part of me kind of wants to do the pen tool. I don't know. I guess it doesn't have to be perfect, because I could kind of, after using one of those these modifiers here, I could probably get rid of most of my problems. Okay, just a few more touches. Selected mask. Oh yeah, that is very rough. Smooth it out just a little, maybe. It's not bad. Okay, I'd say about right there, or maybe, you know what, we could do this. Actually, let me put that to 0. What does this look like? I swear, when playing around with some of this stuff, it doesn't look like it wants to work. But I don't know if it's because I have to adjust something else or what. It's just, I don't know, it gets kind of annoying. A feather, though. Maybe we should do the feather instead. That also smooths it out. 11 of the radius. I don't know. What does shift edge do? Okay. And then, yeah, we'll go ahead and mask that out too. Okay, yeah, it's not fully covering the moon the way we want it, but that's okay. So we're actually going to play with one of these. What would look good here? I'll have to expand this out just a little bit. Or, you know what? Actually, I got a better idea. Let's do this. Connect it together, and now it fits the whole thing. So now if I actually do this... Yeah, that just fixed all my problems right there. Okay. No, I'm still going to play around with this here because it just looks like a plain old eyeball in a perfect circle. But now we want to set this to like an some form of overlay. Pretty. I know, we'll keep playing around with it. Why is it not showing any of these? Soft light. Okay, not this one. Linear light, no. Pin light. Okay, I'm just playing around with this here, see what looks Gucci. I think when you get to the bottom ones, it starts looking like crap. It makes the moon a bit bluer though. Multiply. Color burn. Linear burn, excuse me, darker color. Lighten. Oh, that actually looks kind of cool. I might get back to that one screen. Linear dodge, lighter color. Okay, so not that one. Let's go back to lightened. Now let's actually, what if we expand this one? Oh, I gotta click it first. Yeah, I have the... That looks pretty cool. Let me save this. 1 second. Do I want to save it in here, or do I want to save it in the other thing? PSD. Okay, we'll save it as... first... Art, I don't know. First artwork on stream, I guess. I don't know. That's fucking good. Cool. Cool. All right. So right now we got the moon. Oh, crap. I didn't get a chance to check. Damn it. Play with these. Okay, well, for now, that's all fixed to where we want it. I think I will actually try to play with... got this one, and then we got two of these eyes to play with. Okay, we'll start with this one first. If it'll let me. Oh, I didn't have the layer selected, that's why. Okay. Okay, so yeah, once it's raised, it does kind of... would be the word here? the pixels will start blurring a little bit, but we can fix that. By the time you get to like the overlays and stuff like that, it kind of takes care of most of the problems right there. Okay, that was actually beautiful. Okay. Yes. Jesus Christ, that thing is taking a dump or something. There we go. Oh my goodness. I always forget to invert this thing. Or inverse it. There we go. And now here we go. That's what we want. Okay, so we want it perfectly in the middle. And the fact like the makeup style for this actually suits the way it looks perfect. Okay. I'm trying to think here. Do I want it over here? I want it like somewhere in the middle, I think. Maybe about right there. I think that would look normal. So because like it's a natural sphere has like, you know, goes around, and so it's going to look like it bulges out, which makes it appear more what would be the best way to explain this? It makes it look like it's going around, right? And I think there's actually another tool I could play with to kind of help me anchor the points. I don't know what it's called though. Like I said, we're doing Photoshop right now to kind of like also play around with the tools, because some of this stuff I don't even play with for the most part. Is the patch tool? No. Perspective crop tool. I think it's this one. Right? Ooh, not that one. Okay. We'll find it. We'll find it. Maybe we won't. I don't know. Not the lasso tool. Yeah, I was watching the guy I was talking about too. Let me find one of his videos real quick, because he used that tool as well. I just don't remember what it's called. Or you know, if I just look it up actually. Hold on. Changes the perspective warp, that's what it's called. Okay. So go to edit. Okay, so fortunately, it doesn't look like it's picking up. If it is like barely, but it doesn't. Okay, well, that's good. Okay, let me perspective warp. Here we go. Something like that. Move warp pins to manipulate perspective. How does it? Do I have to hold a button for this? We're figuring stuff out here. Oh, okay. God, that looks weird, dude. Eyeball. Very interesting. How do you add more points to this? Is that even possible? I'm really glad my mic is not picking up my hard drive, because it's really grumbling on the table right now. Sounds kind of weird, but yeah. Crap. Mm. Well, maybe it's Puppet Warp. Ooh. Wait, what the hell? Haha, yeah, I think this is what I was looking for. I do have to be careful though, because if I stretch out a certain section a little too much, it will look very unnatural. I'm trying to figure out what would be the best way to do this here. Oops. Put these at the end, maybe? Yeah, because if I stretch that too much, it's going to look a little weird. Probably isn't really the best tool I should be using. I'm just kind of playing around with what Photoshop has, to be completely honest with you. Yeah, I want to say this was actually the tool that he was probably playing with. I'm actually just going to cancel that out. Oh no, I think as is, it's very decent. I think I'm getting a little too excited and wanting to play with the stuff here, but I don't know. Do I want it to look over like that or no? You know what? We'll just do that, and then we'll just mess around with the overlay. Cool. So darken, multiply. Now it's showing this stuff. That's weird. Linear burn. That actually looks kind of neat. Definitely very unnatural. Uh, uh, soft light. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, these ones suck. Hmm. I don't know. I think I might actually go with the first option. Oh, I don't know. I guess I could kind of get in the middle here and recolor it, but I don't know. And then we have this one. Where you at? See, this one's a bit more cartoonic. Oh yeah, okay. I'll go ahead and size this thing to where I need it. About right there. Yeah, I think that's good enough. And then we're actually gonna get the. Oh crap! You know what? Looking at this is actually an eye that was drawn digitally. That's kind of cool. We'll still play around with it though, just kind of like, you know, have fun with it. Oh, can I not just select the whole thing? Seriously? Or you know, let me try this again. Let me try that again. So click that. Do I have to click? Okay, so that subtracts. Control doesn't do anything. What does shift do? There we go. Yeah, there's always a button for the job. Cool. We will go ahead and just. I keep forgetting to inverse it. There, that should do it. Cool. All right. Sip of gas. I feel like this one I might actually have to use the puppet tool. I don't know. You know what? I think it will though. Mm. Like maybe we do like the oh my god. Okay. Chill, man. Don't. What is this? Okay, so that just kind of shows like the outline of the. Okay. We'll start off basic and go from there. What does this look like? Store. Okay, we'll just keep it normal. And then I think we'll just start off by doing pins on the sides here. And then go from there. Also pin these as well. Just to hopefully prevent it from moving too much. Okay. So if I make it look like it's coming out over here, that does not look natural at all. Fucking eyelashes. I might just do that. That's probably a better way to do that, but that's okay. Maybe I will do a little bit on the top here to kind of expand it out just a little bit, excuse me. This puppet shit's a little sensitive. Just a little bit. I see you. Part of me wants to put like a Sharingan like thing over it. That'd be kind of funny. I don't think I'm gonna do that though. Yeah, let's bring that back in here. We don't need that to be all the way out there. Ridiculous. You know what? I think I got a little too excited. I think this shit looks a little too. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's the fact that it's a cartoon or maybe I just like played with it a little too much. Crap, you know what? I got a better idea. Instead of doing all this crap, let's just do this. I will raise it up to where I need it. Stop. And then I'm going to go down here. Hold Alt. And then that keeps it in. But it does get cut off. Is that what I want to do or no? Let's play around with this and let's see what's good here. Hmm. Okay, I'll find something that looks just a little bit decent, and then like that one, for example, and then I do want to play around with it just a little bit more. So that fades into it a little too much. I think multiply. Okay. Then if I start erasing it, then that also erases the whole. Okay. Very interesting. I mean, this one's cool because it kind of gives it like a very cool effect going on. I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. Ooh. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to delete these two. I am going to duplicate this, and then I want to keep the eyeball if possible. I don't know if there's a way to do that. Hold on. Maybe not soft light, maybe not hard light either. Hmm. Because the lighting usually pretty much gets rid of the dark shit, so it's not going to look the way you want it. I think I'll just keep it as is. We'll keep it like that for right now. I might have to come back and do something with this, but we'll see. Or you know what? Actually, hold on. Let me... Haha. There we go. Buttons, work with me, please. Thank you. Okay. And then we're going to duplicate it again. Again, I'm just going to make it go smaller and smaller. I might give it a little bit of a twist to give it a variety look. Fuck. Buttons, you got to work with me here, dude. Like that. And we'll give it a little twist. I don't know. It looks kind of cool. It's a very mystical moon, that's for sure. The middle, though, kind of bugs me a little bit. Hmm. You know, I think we'll just keep it as is for right now. We'll keep it as is for right now. We'll play with the restaurant dude, or the restaurant dude. That's hilarious. Astronaut. Inverse. Thank you. Look at this guy. I'll have to get a background in at some point, but for right now, I'm just gonna kind of have fun with the stuff I have at the moment. Go from there. Okay. Where do I want this guy? Give him a little tilt. And then let me do something about this composition here. Let me move this over here. There we go. That looks a lot better. What the hell did I just grab? Fuck. About, let's put this one about right. Let's do it like right before it touches the edges right there. I think that looks good. What was that, dude? Okay, let's add some folders. So group 1, we'll do moon. Put that in there. And then oops. Subject, put that in there to keep everything. Nice and organized as much as possible. Okay. So we got the moon, we got the astronaut. What do we need here? Maybe get it like a. I think we might need to add a black hole in here. Frick. Okay. Ooh, that looks really cool. A part of me wants to put that in the where the moon's at, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Let me. mm, You know what? Let me reverse this guy real quick. There we go. And then, yeah, let me tilt you like this. The main reason why I'm doing that is because all the light on this side is coming from over here by the looks of it, and I want to make sure like the light and shadows match on the characters to make sure it makes sense, right? Um, ah, okay. Yeah, okay, I think that's good for right now. Let's continue browsing. What do we got here? I think I want to make like a black, like something like that, but like behind everything, but still also pretty big. Wow. I don't know. I want to try to avoid anything cartoonish, but I don't know. Is there something like that but bigger? Looks really cool. Ooh. Okay, we'll do something like that. That's pretty cool. Okay, I think we figured out what our background's gonna be like. Or you know what? What if I... To be honest, I don't really know where I'm going with this here. I'm just trying to get creative as I go here. How will that look if I put it in here? Very, very small. Hmm. Okay. Put that under here. And then we'll... Okay, well, it does have to be big enough to where it does... Like, we're not seeing edges. So I got to keep that in mind. There we go. Oops. Okay. Then maybe have this... And I kind of want the black hole to be over here. It's probably gonna... I might have to adjust the astronaut because his big ass fucking helmet's in the way. Okay, now it looks like crap because I stretched it out too far, so we're gonna try that again. That's okay. That's okay. Oops. Oh my god, what is what these small ass images? Jesus. Let me... Mm. Okay, we'll do that. Get rid of this layer real quick. I'm gonna shrink that down just a little bit, just so we can see. Oh, look. So this is the blue moon. It's very it's beautiful, I say. I'm actually gonna get out the brush, I think. Right. Okay. Maybe I gotta select it. Yeah, let's just select the moon. Let me get the eyedropper. Let me do that color. Go back to B. Just gonna fill that in. That does not look good at all. Here's what. I need a soft brush. That's what I need. Opacity. Let's do about 60. Just to kind of fill it in. Maybe I should have gone a little bit more purple on that one, because if we look on the side here, it has a bit of a very light purple, light pinkish look hue to it. So I'm gonna try this again. Go back. That's a little bit better. It could be worse. I mean, careful, careful. So this graphic design class was like my favorite class to do back in high school. No, I always had satisfaction of playing with the Adobe softwares. Okay. Mm, that's a little bit. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I'll keep it as is for right now, just to kind of like match the overall color of the rest of the moon, I guess. And then I might actually put like an outer glow on this moon, but this thing's looking pretty cool. Okay, so it does. I don't know, do I want to put this? Do I want to put it over here and then have the astronaut? Where you at? Be over here. Because if I have them over here, let's at least. Okay. Do I want this big or do I want it small? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out a good composition, because I don't know if I should have this at least a bit cut off. Because if I have it like a cut off, I might as well just block off this whole corner and raise it like that to give it more, make it look bigger than it is. I don't know, man. It's like it's kind of fun. Balanced lighting, I guess that does kind of work. You know what? Maybe we'll do that. I think I will do that. Okay, but here's the thing. So if that takes that corner, then I need to move him just a little bit further over here. I might actually make him just a bit bigger. Takes this whole area, maybe. Yeah, or maybe I could do this, and then that makes it obvious that he is in front of the moon. I don't know. No, we'll make it slightly like there we go. And then I think what I'll do is move it back just a little bit. There we go. And then, you know, I want to do something trippy here just to kind of like play with the background just a little bit. I think it's radial. Ugh. Oh, not this one, not this one, excuse me. It is a blur, but it's not the radial blur. Or, you know, I think it is the radial. Okay, yeah, this is what I wanted. Okay, yeah, never mind. Okay, yeah, we'll just keep it as is for right now. I think another thing we will do is let me grab. Let's go back to nebulas real quick. Pretty. Well, Photoshop. I'm gonna raise this one as high as it can make it for this because I'm actually just gonna have this as an overlay, nothing else. Whoa. Oh, that actually looks kind of cool. Ooh. Makes the black hole look a little bit more magical. Overlay barely does anything at all. I feel like the further down I go, it makes it more of a you know what? I don't know. Maybe I won't do overlay after all. Maybe I'll do one of these. Huh. Let me hide that real quick. Oops. Hmm. You know what? Fuck it. I think I'll make that as big as it can get. And then set it as overlay. Not overlay. Ooh. Well, that actually looks cool. That looks pretty cool. Wait a minute. What the hell? Wait. Is that a part of the... No, it's not. What is that? Okay. You know what? Never mind. Never mind. All right. Let's try playing with the settings again. Ooh. I give up. That's fine. I don't know if there's a way to spaghettify the astronaut or not, but I don't know. I think we'll okay. Think what else we want to do here. No, I think I will. No, let me go back to this real quick. Hold on. Let's make it so that covers up the black hole part, and then there we go. And then start messing with this. Lighten, and then what if I do that? Oh, that doesn't do anything at all. Oh, yeah, because it's still kind of in the frame. Okay. It looks pretty cool. I think something like that would be pretty cool looking in the black hole. Let me get out the pen tool. Actually, you know, I may not need that after all. Let's do quick selection. It should just be able to do the whole thing right there. Yep. We're going to copy, paste it, and then I'm actually going to get rid of this and put really. Oh, that did not work the way I wanted it to. What the fuck? Oh, there we go. There we go. Beautiful. Now it looks more like a portal. Woo. You know, it's kind of cool. I need to be careful though, because I don't want to. I'm actually going to lock that layer so I don't accidentally touch it, and then I'm actually going to. Is it this one? Oops. Yes. Okay. Something like that. The problem is we were kind of doing a bit with the hard edges, so I don't know if I need to. Would it be feathering? Is that something I could do over here? I don't know. View, view, view. Do they have it in the filter, maybe? Hmm. I don't think so. Maybe it's in image adjustments. I'm gonna have to do this to the astronaut here in a bit. Edit. I'm not seeing feather. I need to find a way to kind of clear out like the hard edge right there because it's so noticeable and it's a little annoying. Crap, you know what I should have done? When I did the mask, I probably, you know what, let me redo that. Really? I selected it. What about, do I need to do, okay, here we go. Selected mask. Radius. Just to where I could smooth it out. Doesn't do anything, so we'll do feather. Doesn't really do anything special. Okay, what about nothing? Is it object aware? No. What just happened? Why did it go all red? Oh, flashbang. What the f... Okay, let's try this again. Okay. I don't think it works that way, though. Does it? Okay, I gotta think about this for a moment. What if I added like a glow effect to it? Will that do anything? Ooh, layers. Oh, there we go. There we go. The outer glow. Oh, doing that actually fixed up the problem for me. Take it off, and you get the outline. Turn it on, and it kind of fills up the gap there. Perfect. That's what we're looking for. Cool. That back on. That back on. Okay. Where is this line coming from, though? That's my question. Is it coming from the moon? It's not coming from the moon. It's not coming from that either. Is it coming from this? Ah, so I did miss an area. God, that was bugging the hell out of me. All right. I thought I fixed that, but I guess not. That's okay. Trying to think of what I want to do here. I might actually have to darken the moon just a little bit, though, because... Okay, maybe not using these. Okay, we'll mess around with the brightness and contrast, or maybe, you know what? Hold on. Adjustments. After spending all that time making it kind of blue. Beautiful. We change the darkness just a little bit. You know what I need to do? Let me select all these, Control E to make them all one. What the hell? Okay, what if, did I not select them all the way, there we go, okay. Um, okay, I'm gonna go back to the adjustments real quick, and I actually need to, I'm thinking here. I kind of got to fix the lighting just a little bit. Let me add a layer on top. Let me get out a gray opacity. Well, I need to. Why do I keep pressing the wrong button? Do I need to select that? Is that what's going on here, man? Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, I'm just kidding. That's way too dark. Mm, I don't know if that looks natural, though. That's the thing. I do have. Oh my god. There we go. Need the. Yeah, let's just. I don't know. Let's go about right there. All right, we'll do the same thing for the subject 2. Because this kind of faces outside the canvas, there's not really going to be a thing for bounce lighting at all. Yeah, let me add another layer. Let me actually do this. There we go. All right, we're just going to darken this guy up just a bit, especially over here. What the? Just a little bit more. Huh. Oh no, is that too much? Oh no, a part of me feels like I did also a little too much on the planet. You know what? Let's go back to the planet again. Moon. You need to glow, buddy. Oh boy. Probably playing the shit because it doesn't. Um, softer. What's precise? Okay, that's a little bit better. I'm gonna get like a. I need like a light, purpley pink thing or something like that. Kind of. That's a little too saturated. Maybe something like. Definitely not the pink. It's not the play here. Just a little bit further down. I'm not really sure how to get rid of that, though. That's kind of a problem. I just, no, I can't. So that's the problem about using some of these effects, is it picks up on Oh, it's so annoying. I don't really know what to do to get rid of that. Oops. Hmm. Okay, let me look something up actually. Oops. Okay, there we go. Hmm. Let's see, crap. See, I don't know how to describe that issue. Mm, you know what? There's more than one ways to do solutions here. I'm actually going to make an error because I do want a little bit glow out on the sides, the edges. Excuse me. So I'm thinking here. Why do I want to? Let's do this. We'll get out the brush. Let me get out the preferred color of choice, something like that. Oh, crap. I didn't want to do this here. How do I want to do this? See, I can't do it if it's gonna have to be on like its own layer, but above it. So like, how about we, right here, we'll just move that up here. Let's unlink that, and then, yeah, there we go. Something like that, but let's make it just a bit smaller. See, now that's beautiful right there. Maybe do it like a little bit on the inside as well. It's starting to look a little unnatural again. I don't know. It also looks kind of, well, the shadows, man. I might just have to do the single outer glow just barely outside the edge there. I could if I wanted to, like extend it out just a little bit more. Well, that doesn't look normal. Okay, here's what we'll do. Let me increase the brush size. We'll do this. It looks magical. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And then, whoa. I don't know what it is about the glow, but it makes it seem like it's brighter than it really is. It's kind of neat. And then due to bounced lighting, let's go back to let's add another layer. And then I wanna, I don't know, is that gonna look weird at all? I just want to play around with this for a moment. Um, maybe add purple in like very specific spots here. Something like that. It definitely makes it look more like it's definitely there. Because if we take it off, just looks like a plain astronaut, but with the extra lighting. Yeah, I think that looks pretty nice. I think something I want to do too is the lasso tool. Yeah, there we go. Add like a selection around the subject. Go back to the brush. Oh, okay. It's still there. Never mind. I am gonna have. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna read. Oh, I do want to redo that, but yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so get the L. Let me. I think I will actually connect this, so that way, if I do that, grab out the blush, it's still technically should be in the. Yep, inside the subject itself, which is what we're looking for. So that's pretty neat. Okay. Let me redo that, and then let me get the lasso tool out again. Add a custom shape. Ooh. Cool. And then we're going to do the same thing with his hands here. Get out the brush again. A little bit of that color. I don't know if that's too much or not, but if it is, then I could probably adjust the sliders if need be. And then get a little bit of edge right here as well. Just a little bit. I don't know. That might be a little too much here. Let me also get a little bit on the edge right here as well. I just don't want to overdo it, though. That's the thing. Can we take it? Eh, it looks kind of decent. I think there's probably like a few more places I can adjust to. Because depending how much color I add over here, it's going to make it seem like it's too... like they're side to side. That's not something I want to do, though. And I think I might just do a little bit on the... just like right there, and then probably call it. Yeah. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Cool. Do like a little bit on the, I don't know, the backpack thing or what here. Yeah, just barely getting it on the edge, though. That's the thing we're doing. We're just barely getting it on the edge here. There we go. Because then doing that, you know, because I still want this to be behind the astronauts. So if we take off the, you know, copy paste shadows, add the light, it looks pretty decent. I don't know if maybe the shadows were a bit too much or not. I don't know. There is also a bit of light coming from the thing right here, but no. Part of me wants to darken it. A part of me wants to leave it as is. Also, the way the glow on this, the moon. I don't know. I think I might play with this just a little bit. Actually, maybe I don't. Yeah, maybe just to get it up here. Oh, this is so fun to do. Oh, dude, I miss doing these assignments, man. I'm just doing this for fun, to be honest with you. This isn't really something I'm doing for like homework or anything like that. I'm just kind of enjoying this. That looks kind of neat. I feel like a part of me kind of wants to do something about the background a little bit. I don't know. Hmm. I kind of want to do something about this area right here. The black hole is no longer a black hole, it's a wormhole. I think that's exactly what I'm going to do, though, actually. Let me get a folder. Oops. Background. Okay, let me put, okay, we'll keep that out here. Let me grab this. We'll grab that. We'll grab that. Oops. Press the wrong button here. There we go. Nice and organized. That's what we want here. Okay, let me go back. Let's go back to Nebula exploring again. Let me browse some stuff here, just to make like the whole. What am I looking at? That's not what I wanted. Here we go. Just to make this section look a little bit more mystical, I might actually add like a texture or something to put over the whole thing. I don't know if I want to do that yet, but that's a thought. Yeah, let's go back exploring here. What do we want to do? I can make it so there's more stars, maybe, or I don't know. Oh, that looks beautiful. It's pretty. Hmm. Or maybe we just keep it simple and just go like give it more stars or something like that. I'm thinking. We'll drag it in. Why not? Really? Well, maybe you can actually. Well, let's see here. Let me press enter. What does that look? Does that look like decent? I guess. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Looking at that makes me think of Super Mario Galaxy, which that movie's not too bad. I saw the movie. I wish it was a little bit more structured around the galaxies a little bit. It was a little bit all over the place, but because of how visually appealing it looks, I give it a pass. And I'm a huge fan of Mario, so it's a good movie. I like it. All right. Let me, or you know what? Let me I'm gonna put that in the background section. This needs to be underneath, yeah, underneath that layer. And then what I can do is, because everything right here is already covered, I could just probably get away by doing the eraser and just. Oh my god, this astronaut still has lines on him. That's so fucking annoying. Okay. Ignoring that. Here, let me erase this real quick. Okay. Just to get rid of the lines. All right, now we'll go back to the background. There we go. Oh, dude, that looks cool, man. Ooh. Actually, I think I erased a little too much. 1 second. Oh, I erased stuff the edges of it too. Damn it. Okay. Let me try this again. Sorry, 1 second. Let me do, yeah, I want to make, like, let's do the soft brown brush, except going back to this. Well, when it starts, you can't really see it, but still, I want to get rid of it. Okay. And you know what? Let me actually hide the subject too, so I know what I'm looking at. Let me hide the moon as well. Okay. Background. Okay, so that's pretty much on the edge. Got it. Okay, it's all the way up to 100. Easy there. There's a little too much of the spot. Beautiful. A little concentrating a little, little too much here. Cool. And then bam. It's definitely spacey, all right. Cool. Now let me hide that. Let's just play with this for a moment. Like I said, let me hide that. Let me play with this for a moment. Thank you. Okay, why touching things, man? Okay, let me. Ooh, do I want to do this section? Ooh, because that in itself looks pretty cool. Or see, the cool thing about doing a background is if you do like an image like this, you can have like you can have like almost like two different pictures, almost two different atmospheres. Looking for here. At some point, I think I might actually start doing digital, like actually like drawing on stream too. At some point, probably do like pirate art or something like that. I think that would be pretty cool. But until then, um, we'll get to that later on. It's just something that's kind of one of my ideas I like to try out. Okay. Oh man, that looks beautiful. I think my brother will actually really enjoy that. I think that looks really cool. My brother's a huge spacey kind of a guy, so I was looking in the space stuff. Hell yeah. Oh no, part of me feels like I should blur this out too a little bit. Let me put that in the background. All the way down, all the way down. Scroll, please. Thank you. You got the wormhole. You got. You know what? This glow. Let me actually go back and erase this. Just so I have like the whole. No, shit, that's way too much. It's kind of like. Oh, it's supposed to fade in. Kind of like that. Okay, how does that look from a distance now? Does it still look kind of obvious? I don't know. That's the problem. See, now the outer circle does look like it's a bit cut off now. Frick. Maybe I should just keep it as is. Can I make, is it? Oh, that's right. Okay. Then let's do this. If we're going to have a glow, let's at least try to make it a bluish kind of color. Yeah, let's go lighter. Yeah, let's do a lighter color. Something like that. Bam. Pretty. I'm kidding. That's way too much. Way too much. It's the size we want to worry about. What does overlay look like? Oh, that. Okay, so I don't know what I just did there, but that made it look like it popped a little bit more. What the hell? Overlay. Go back to. Was it screen? What the hell? Hold on. Go back to screen. Huh. Everything kind of just clicked right there for a second. You know what? I think I'm just gonna have to keep it as this. Because I feel like feels something like that, then you gotta keep it in, right? Why is this outside the thing? Oh, it's because I was playing around with stuff. Okay. I need to check something real quick. Does this add the or where to go? Yeah. Going back to the background, the whole what was I gonna say? The whole I don't know, switching the glow from screen to overlay kind of gives it like the nice like flow of like kind of like that purple color going on through there, which looks really, really nice. I think something I could probably do with an astronaut now is probably do a little bit of outlining, especially because of how colorful the whole image looks. So I'll probably do that here in just a second. Sorry, right now I'm kind of looking at, because I just grabbed pictures off the internet and then kind of pasted it on here. So I don't know if they actually like downloaded the way they usually do. So I'm wondering if I close out of this and reopen it up again, will it save the way it is, or is it going to say like image not found? That's what I'm worried about here. That's why I'm kind of doing what I'm doing. I don't know, but I think for right now I'll just keep it as is. Okay. Let me go back to subjects. Let me go to, and then I'm actually going to add well, I'll just add another layer on top of that. And then we're going to connect them with all the two layers down below, so that way it actually connects to the astronaut, and it doesn't, if I start drawing off the character, it's just going to completely cut off, and so I won't have to worry about it. So, Mr. Astronaut. The question is, should I just do a regular color or should I like another purple right here? Because the thing with that is that's balanced lighting clearly from the moon right there. The eye moon. I don't know. A part of me kind of is also kind of just going, it's whatever. I just don't know if I had, if like, so like if I like do lasso right here, for example, go brush, then like add a white, will that even like look normal at all? Oh, that looks like shit, dude. Okay. I mean, it is space, so I don't know if it really matters. I could, you know what, instead of doing this, I'll trash this layer. I'll go back to the shade layer, and then I'll just like erase a little bit of this. Well, yes, it's technically the natural color, but because it's been in the, it's a custom shadow, it should look a little natural. Maybe not. I think that's a little too bright. I don't know. It's a lot of color. Now, what if I change the color of the Astron itself? What'll that look like? Hue and saturation. Bam. Beautiful. Okay. It's really not going to do a whole lot. Whee. Yeah, if I want to do the color, I might actually have to go in there and like brush everything in the way I want it to. Yeah, I think I'll just trash it. I think I'll just keep it. Yeah, delete the layer mask. I'm not worried about it. Delete the layer mask, I said. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's try this one more time. Let's do like just barely get it on the edge. Okay, how's that? I think that's a little decent. Got a definition going on there, right? There's probably more I could do to this, but I think I might just keep it at that. Part of me wants to put like a custom image inside the the helmet itself, but I think I'll just keep it as is. So we'll go ahead and I'll save it. I'll just keep it as my final. I'll have a folder for like doing this too. Final design. First artwork on stream, PNG. Sure, why not? Cool. Nice. Okay. Okay, after playing on that, I think I'm actually going to start another Half-Life mod. I love playing these things. I was thinking about playing Lies of P, but if I'm going to do that, I'd rather just dedicate the whole stream to